Praise the Lord, everybody. Very excited to be here. First of all, giving honor to God, Pastor Long, the First Lady, just for allowing us to be here. And you guys should be very appreciative to have a pastor like Pastor Long, because I've been around for a long time, and pastors in churches, they like to drive by finances. And so they touch on it a little bit, but they don't get in depth, and they don't give you everything they possibly could. Now, I don't know if they didn't have those resources or what the case may be, but today we're going to lay it all out for you. So this is a blessing right from the beginning. And so I want to thank my queen, because a lot of times we go through stuff, and when you don't have support, you'll listen to other people tell you crazy things. Right? So when you surround yourself with the right people, the motivation and the inspiration that you get is always on point. And so this young lady right here is everything to me, because I'll jump out there and I'll jump out on something and I'll be excited and I want to learn about something and I'll just do it. And I know that's not right sometimes, but she's always there. She's always there. And so it just makes everything a whole lot easier when you got somebody backing you. And when you put the Lord first, the Lord's always first, but she's always there right beside me. All right? And so it's just been a blessing. Like Mr. Walker said, while I was at Eastern Alamance High School, just briefly about me, this definitely isn't about me. I'm just a messenger. But I'll tell you a little bit about me. Just growing up in athletics, I learned something that's carried me through a lot of different things, and that sometimes you just have to go do something. Like you get some information, you get a strategy about something. Sometimes you just have to go do it. Like some people just paralyzed about they get information, you gather information, but what do you do with that information is the key, all right? And so through MWR Financial, National Credit King was my company that I started back in 2005. So for 14, 15 years, I ran my own credit repair company. And what we found out was credit was just one portion of what people need. Like we need financial literacy. Credit is just one portion, right? So we were been praying for years, like, Lord, help me relieve this stress and help me give more. I want to give more. I want to help people more. I don't want to just help them fix their credit, because in 5 years, if they don't know how to manage their money, they come back to see me again, all right? And so what we were looking for financial literacy, and the Lord showed up August the 12th, 2019. Had a good friend of mine call me. His name is Gerald Parker. And like I said, guys, your prayers, don't ever stop praying for what you want, because you don't ever know when your prayers are going to be answered. I had no idea on August the 12th, 2019, that Mr. Gerald Parker would call me and bless me with what we had been praying for years. For years we prayed. We spent countless nights all day on the computer, day and night on the computer, trying to make sure that people's finances were together. And it just felt like we weren't getting anywhere. Felt like we were spinning our wheels. Once again, you just don't never know. August the 12th, 2019, Mr. Gerald Parker called me, and he said, Mr. Noel, how's it going? I said, everything's wonderful, because I was never going to give up. I'm not a quitter. I don't know how to quit, all right? And so when we started talking to me, he started laying out some different things that we had been praying for. I said, hold on for a second. Like, has he been over at the house? Has he been listening to our meetings? Like, was he in on our prayers? And so Mr. Park said, well, Noel, we got a program to where we don't not only help people fix their credit, we're going to help them get out of debt in record time with the same amount of money that you're already paying. So and I was like, okay, I'm listening. You got my ear. He also talked to me about private reserve bank accounts. Now, we're going to get into this in depth, but private reserve bank accounts is something that I knew absolutely nothing about. When he told me, I had to go look it up, because it's never been offered to us. To unless you got $250,000, it was a game for the rich. And when he started talking about it, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take advantage of this. Probably got to have $10,000, $20,000 in order to be a part of that. But no, it was a blessing. It was a blessing is what he was offering me, because anybody can take advantage of a private reserve bank account once you know about it. Yeah, once you know about a private reserve bank account, Private reserve bank accounts, and like I said, we're going to get into it a whole lot more, but I'm going to get out the way because I got somebody up here right now who's going to talk about something that's very, very important. We're talking about income shifting, all right? We're talking about how the money got shifted away from us, all right? And so with no further ado, like I said, I'm going to move out of the way. I'm going to bring up a young lady so she can talk about exactly how our income got shifted away from us. All right, and y'all bear with her. Listen, she's gonna be on fire. It's her first time, but after these first couple minutes, y'all get ready to get educated. All right, and so with no further ado, I want Miss Kay here.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First, I want to give an honor to God, who's the head of our lives, Pastor Long, and the First Lady, and all the saints in the building. It is definitely an honor and a pleasure to be here with you all this morning. My better half here, my king, said we were going to do a presentation here at the church, and I was like, oh, that's great that you're going to do a presentation. And so he was like, no, we're going to do a presentation. And so I'm not a public speaker. I'm a technical person. I work behind the scenes. I get everything in order, and I'm not a public speaker. So, but I agree to it because we all have to get out of our comfort zones, right? So I did a little research on public speaking, and one of the things I found was that the two things that people feared most in life was public speaking and death, right? Death came in second place, which means you'd rather die before you get in front of somebody and speak publicly, right? I did not agree with that. So I was like, let me go ahead and get out of my comfort zone here. So bear with me, okay? So today we're here to talk about money. And whose money are we here to talk about? We're here to talk about your money, right? All right, so welcome to MWR Financial, home of the instant pay raise and everything you need to make your wealth real, all right? Did you know that there are 18.6 million millionaires in America, all right? That's a lot of money, definitely, I'm sorry. So that's a lot of money, right? But so we're here to talk about the other side of America. The truth is that 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And most Americans don't have $1,000 in their bank account. And only 4% of Americans ever achieve wealth. Excuse me. And so you may or may not have heard about income shifting. Income shifting is shifting your money back to you from the people who shifted it away from you. And so, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. So, income shifting is shifting your money back to you from the people who shifted it away from you. So, it's your money. You worked hard for it. You got up every morning to go to work and make your paycheck. And so, you should want it back. So, just look next to the person next to you and just say, I want it back. All right. So there are 4 challenges that we must overcome to become financially comfortable. And once you understand and learn these 4 challenges, you'll see how easy it is to get that money back in your pocket. The first challenge is inflation. Inflation is the cost of goods and services going up and your paycheck remaining the same. And so if this is your income is here, so I'm gonna move the mic. and this is inflation. You have gas going up, clothes and shoes going up, groceries going up, everything is going up. But if your paycheck remains the same, then your dollar loses value, right? So, and that's what inflation is. So I remember when gas was 99 cents a gallon. I might be telling my age, but we're just going to say that gas was 99 cents last year, okay? So when gas was 99 cents a gallon, if you went and spent $20, you got $20 worth of gas. You got 20 gallons, right? Both of the hands moved like this. The gas hand moved this way and your money moved this way. Today, when you go and get gas and you spend $20, you get about 8 or 9 gallons. So the gas still moves like this, but the part that has your money on it moves like this. And that's what inflation is. Inflation is the silent income killer. It sneaks up on you without you ever even noticing it. And so you go to the grocery store, and one day the eggs are 5 cents more. And then you go back in a month, and then it's 10 cents more. You go back again, and it's 15 cents more. You never really notice it until you go to the grocery store to get eggs, and you only got $5, right? So you're like, what happened? So inflation causes you to lose money. It drops the value of your dollar, and it's still your dollar. You still worked for it, so say, I want it back. We're going to show you how to get it back. All right, the second challenge is taxes. Uncle Sam and his cousins got their hands in your pocket before you put your check in your pocket, right? So his 4 cousins, which is federal, state, FICA, and Social Security. And so they get paid every single time you get paid. And not only do they get paid before you get paid, they get paid before you get paid and when you get paid. And they did nothing, but they're taking 1/3 of your taxes. So since these chairs are divided into thirds, we're going to take this whole section right here and we're going to just delete those chairs. That income is gone. So that means you work for the government for the first 4 months of the year. January, February, March, and April, right? That 1/3 of their income is gone. So, all right. So that 1/3 is gone. So you may not go to a government building and clock in, and no one from the government signs your check, but you actually work for them for 1/3 of the year because you have to pay taxes, right? They're shifting all your money. They're shifting 1/3 of your income from you. You should want it back. So say, I want it back. We're going to show you how to get it back, okay? All right, the third challenge is debt. Taxes actually create debt because Uncle Sam and his cousins took 1/3 of your income. You now have to supplement for the income that they took away from you, right? So what you do is you go and get into debt. And how do you do that? Because if you need a car, you're going to go get a car loan. If you need a house, you're going to go get a home loan. And if you need better education, you're going to go get a student loan, right? But this is where you meet the other income grabber, which is interest. Big old interest. So interest is the penalty that you pay to own something today that you really can't afford today, right? So you finance it. You have the payments. If your credit is poor, you're going to pay a lot in interest. You're going to pay for something 3 times if you have bad credit. If your credit is average, you're going to pay for it twice. And if you have great credit, you're going to pay for it once, but you're only supposed to pay for it once, right? So the key here is to get your credit up, right? So you can save money on your interest fees, right? And so let me break down how interest works and how people never really notice how much interest that they're paying, right? So let's say you have a $5,000 credit card. And let's say this credit card has a 21% interest rate. And we'll also say that this card is maxed out, so you owe $5,000, right? Interest rates can go up to 30, 32, 36%, especially if you have poor credit, right? And so let's also say you're going to take this card and try to pay $100 a month, all right? And I'm going to break this down for you. If you decide to pay $100 a month, right off the bat, $87.50 goes to interest. I will. I will. So that means that only $12.50 is going to the principal of that card to pay that card down, right? And so if you decide to pay this $100 a month, it will take you 400 months to pay that card off, this $5,000 card, 400 months, which is 33 years. Most people will die before they pay off the balance of their credit card, you know? So, but on the flip side of that, the bank, who you're paying the $87.50 to, if you calculate that, that's $35,000 that they made in interest off one $5,000 credit card. And most people have several credit cards. They just be swiping. They're just swiping. And that interest rate is going up. The banks are getting money. They're getting paid. They make so much money in interest that they have enough to give somebody else a loan. Right? $35,000, that's a student loan. Right? So your interest is paying for somebody to go to college. So you're sending kids to college. They're just not yours. You're help funding that student loan, sending them to college. So a tip here. Here's a tip for you. If you have credit cards, a lot of people may tell you to pay off the highest balance or the lowest balance, but the thing you need to do is pay off the card that has the highest interest rate. Get them out of the way because they are killing you. All right? All right, so that interest money is yours. Get your credit scores up. Pay less interest. It's your money. You worked for it. Say you want it back. Absolutely. All right, now the fourth challenge that we all face is big business. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that when you're paying your debt and the interest, like you're losing the second third of your income. So remember we took these chairs away? We're going to take these chairs away next. So now we're working right here. That's a third of your income, your debt and interest. All right? Excuse me. All right, so the fourth challenge we have is big business. Big businesses spend billions and billions of dollars trying to find ways to get you to spend your money with them, right? Everybody knows that. And so, but however, it's designed to keep you in the hole. You're always spending. It's a holiday every single month, right? You got January that comes along, and that's New Year's. So you got to go and get your outfit, some shoes, you got to get your hair done, your nails done, and you got to get the black eyed peas, you got to cook, right? So you have January, and then February comes around, and it's what? Valentine's Day. And then March comes along, and it's spring break. April comes along, and it's what? May? June? July? August is back to school, and September is what? October? November. Not only do you have Thanksgiving, you have Brown Thursday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Small Business Tuesday, right? All in a row. And then here comes the ultimate Christmas, where people spend the most money, right? So after Christmas, you feel a little relief, and you're thinking, ooh, I'm going to get my finances together next year, and I'm going to get everything right. I'm going to get my credit in order, and you're not realizing that next year is next week. You know what I mean? And so next week, instead of getting your finance together, it's New Year's. You got to go get another outfit. You got to get your hair did again. You got to get you down. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle for you to start every year off in the hole. All right? We got to do better, right? So big business now, we're still working. This is the third. We're on the last third of your income. So on top of big business, this is the part of your income where you have to pay your utility bills, your lights, daycare, and try to find a way to get back and forth to work for the next 2 weeks, right? So this is the struggle, because after Uncle Sam takes a third, and your debt takes a third, and big business taking a third, and you paying your bills, this is what the struggle actually is, because you're struggling to pay everything after everybody took your money, right? So we have to get that back. This is why Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And we got to fix that, and we can. It's your money. You worked for it. You want it back. Say you want it back. Absolutely. The great thing about that is we found a company that believes in strategy. There's nothing wrong with inflation, taxes, debt, or big business if you're on the right side of it, right? There's nothing wrong with inflation if you bought a house for $200,000 and you sold it for $240,000. You made $40,000. That's being on the right side of money. You have to learn how to be on the right side of money. There's nothing wrong with debt if you're the lender and not the borrower. There's nothing wrong with big business if you participate in capitalism and not contribute to it. And so We have to learn to be on the right side of money, and it comes with education. And we are here to most certainly give you all that education. We have strategies that will help you, and if you apply these strategies, you will learn to shift your income back into your household, all right? They say if you hang around 6 broke people, you're bound to be the 7th, right? So we are here to definitely help you and give you those strategies. And to tell you about those strategies, my financial rock, my king, he gives me balance because I will go and shop. I'm here to tell you, but he keeps me balanced. He's well educated and very qualified to teach everyone about finances. He's been doing it a lot longer than I have, and he definitely has the passion and the knowledge to be able to help everyone here today. So my mister and my better half and my best friend, Mr. Noel.
Good job. Good job. There you go. Yeah. Praise the Lord. Listen, y'all just don't know how much y'all helped her just now. Y'all helped her get through it. It's a blessing. So we're gonna jump right into it. See if we can get this. Did it work? All right, we have some problems. All right. Guys, we're going to talk about what to do about all the things that Kay just laid out for us. Anybody ever seen this? This is strategy 1. First thing we want to do is we want to stop overpaying the government. A lot of times when we get our tax returns, the only thing we want to see is how much money we're going to get back and when it's coming. All right? So a lot of people look at this. If you look at the form and if you look at line 75 said the amount you overpaid. All right? Now that's the old statement right there. That's from 2018. The new one is on line 19. So it's tax time. So when y'all get it back, for those of y'all who's still getting a tax return, on there, look at line 19 and watch it say the money that you overpaid. All right? So a refund, they have us hanging on to, because our parents and our grandparents, this is the way this thing was set up. They have us looking forward to a refund. But if we break this word down, means again, fund is your money. It's your money. So it's the government giving you your money back. So if you're supposed to get $3,000 back in your taxes, all they did was took it out throughout the year, and they went and invested it, and they made $30,000, $40,000 off your $3,000, and then they give you the change back, and now we're all excited because they gave us our money back. All right? We got to stop hanging on to them. All right? We got to stop hanging on to them. Everything that they taught us wasn't right. All right? And so now we know better. We got to do better. Today we're going to talk about biblical law. All right? Biblical law means we got to be good stewards of our money. All right? If we're not good stewards of our own money, we're going to have to answer for it. All right? Now we're talking about credit. We're talking about credit. That's a good name. It says worth more than silver and gold. So when we're talking about these principles and stuff that's been laid out for us, it's totally different because up until now, we've never had a financial plan. We've never had a blueprint. We've never had specialists that backed us for everything that we're talking about. When we're talking about credit, Credit Max is part of our company. With Credit Max, all you have to do is upload your credit report and specialists, not me. I work for MWR Financial, but I just do education. So what I'm doing right now is what I get paid for. We got specialists that's going to work on your credit. You upload your credit report, they're going to call you, you have a conversation with a real live person, and they talk about all the stuff that you're going through. They send your disputes out. Once they send your disputes out, the results come to you at your home address. You look at disputes, you get your credit report, every 30 days, you upload the next credit report. Once you upload the credit report, they send it back out for you again. You don't have to worry about me calling Mr. Noel. Mr. Noel won't call me back. Every time I call him, he busy, such and such. You don't have to worry about that. From 9 to 5, you got a specialist that you can contact anytime, 9 to 5, and they'll help you out with any kind of credit issues that you have going on. All right? And so that's how we get on the other side. Anybody ever seen one of these? Uncle Sam give you a thank you for the interest-free loan that we give them every year? Anybody? No, you're never going to get one of those. I'm having problems. All right. So the way we do this, and this is just part of our business, we change your W-2 to a W-4. All right, when we say change your W-2 to a W-4, we're talking about changing your existing expenses. Like right now, as a W-2 employee, you get 39 deductions. All right, with the home-based business, you get 180 deductions. All right, for doing the same thing that you're going to do anyway. You're going to go put gas in the car. You're going to go to the grocery store. I didn't know this. When we go to Walmart now, we go to Walmart for business. But while we're there, we get our groceries. All right? We figured out how to make things work. And so March the 27th, we're going to go to Jacksonville, Florida. In Jacksonville, Florida, just so happens while we're down there for business, our family going to be down there. We're going to have a celebration. All right? Which means we're going to write 58 cents a mile down there. Our meals. Now, if you have a business, you got to eat. We down there, we're going to have a business meal. So now we're talking about we don't take vacations anymore. We take business trips. All right? And that's how they've been doing this thing the whole time. Wealthy people don't pay expenses. They go on business trips. They take business trips. And while they're there, they handle their other business. So like I said, 27th of March, we're going to be in Jacksonville, and just so happens our family going to be there, so we got to hang out. We got to eat, you know. So it's very excited about what we got going on. Yeah. All right. Can you click it, baby? All right. I already got into that. Look, sometimes I get a little excited. Strategy 2, which is the home-based business. IRS Tax Code Publication 535 is what allows us to do this. This is in the IRS Tax Code. This is not something that was made up. It's there for us to be able to write things off. Now, we're talking about writing off, if you're doing business out of your house or home-based business, one of the rooms, we're talking about part of the lights, the internet. We're talking about writing off all the things that deal with the things that we pay for anyway. All right? And so right now it says, have the intent to generate a profit. We do. All right? Second thing is to actively participate in your business. That's what we're doing right now. We're educating. All right? Third, keep good records. Keep proper records. With MWR Financial has what's called a tax bot. And what this tax bot does, and it's a blessing, I've been running my own business for 15 years, and some of y'all business owners in here, y'all know that little cubby that we have that we stuff all our receipts in. Every time we go, time for us to do our taxes, we had to go through there. We had to try to sort everything out, try to figure out what this is, what I pay for, such and such. So with MWR Financial, you have a tax bot. Every time we go somewhere and we do handle a business, we take a picture of the receipt and we upload it to the tax bot. And it says, is this business or personal? You swipe it to the left, it's business. You swipe it to the right, it's personal. When it comes time to do our taxes, we export an Excel spreadsheet, give it to our CPA, our taxes are done. It makes things a whole lot easier. And those are the things that we've got laid out that helps us keep our business organized. All right? Only claim expenses that are ordinary and necessary. It's part of it. You can't write everything off. Like those meals, if you can't go up to McDonald's every day and then just put all those receipts in there because they weren't all business meals. So only claim expenses that are ordinary and necessary. Having a problem with the clicker? Okay. All right, some of the deductions, just real quick. Mileage deduction, cell phone, internet, business meals, business trips, medical insurance, hiring your children. All right, this is something that I've never been taught. Anybody that has kids in between the age of 7 and 17, did you know that you can write as opposed to that allowance that we give them for doing what they're supposed to do anyway? We give them a check. We write them a check and allow them to cash that check. Now, the government, your Uncle Sam, can't get into it because they're not 18 yet. So we can spend $12,000 through our kids. And if you got kids in between the age of 7 and 17, if you got 2 kids, we're talking about a $24,000 tax credit. All right? Now, we got to understand the value of that. You make $60,000 and you got 2 kids in between the age of 7 and 17. When you go do your taxes, it goes down to 36. Goes down to 36. We're talking about taking advantage of what's already going on. We're not reinventing the wheel. These are things that's going on around us every day that we just didn't know. All right, now we can prove it. All right, when we say we can prove it, everybody say, Noel, what you talking about? I never heard of this stuff. This right here is called the Instant Pay Raise Calculator. And when I talk about an instant pay raise, this is how we, with W-2 to W-4, when I was telling you about a home-based business, you can go to myinstantpayraise.com and you can fill this out. Same thing we just got finished talking about, cell phone, internet, miles to work. And you go in there and fill it out, it'll give you an estimate. It'll give you an estimate of exactly what your instant pay raise would look like. And when we're talking about instant pay raise, this is the money that the government shifted from you. You remember Kay was talking about your Uncle Sam getting in your pocket before you even get your check? All right? Now, so the national average is anywhere between $300 and $600 to be able to put back into your own pocket every month. All right? So we're talking about a lot of money that you can use. And if we had an additional $300 to $600, my credit card bill wouldn't be late. It wouldn't be maxed out. All right? My car, it wouldn't be no problem if my car break down because I got money to fix it. And so we worry and we stress about things that we didn't understand because the government had its hands in our pocket and they've been controlling our money the whole time. All right, so once again, I want to talk about, give me that back. I want that back. All right, so the next thing that it's going to do for you when you get that instant pay raise and get a little additional money in your pocket, your credit score is up, all right, which means your interest rates are low. It's going to improve your lifestyle. It's going to help you catch up on some bills. It's going to give you more time. It's going to give you more money. You can give money to the church, charity. Now, we're going to talk about tithing. I can't come up here and talk about money, not talk about tithing. Did y'all know that the national average for tithing is 2.5% as opposed to 10%? It's because people having to make decisions on whether they're going to pay their light bill or pay their tithes. There you go. That's it. All right, so it's going to allow us, so now we're talking about biblical law. Biblical law in the church is us being a good steward of our money. And when we know better, we do better. All right? When we got more money, we live better. If you show me somebody that's got their finances together, I'll show you a better father. All right? You show me somebody that's got their finances together, I'll show you a better mother. It makes so much sense. We don't have to stress over things that's not stressful. Real quick, when I was on the way Wednesday, me and Pastor Long had a meeting at Starbucks. I was on the way to meet him, and this is off topic real quick, but the state trooper, one of the state troopers on 85 decided that he was going to check me out. So this guy pulls me over, all right? Gave me a speeding ticket for going 82 in a 65. But let me tell y'all, I'm in the house of the Lord right now. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I ride on cruise control because I drive for a living. All right? I travel 85 every day. And if you get on 85 from TA truck stop all the way to Eflin right there where it's split 85 and 40, and if you go over the speed limit, you're going to get some paperwork. We know that. We know that. I've been living here my whole life. So I wouldn't, first of all, I got a CDL, Class B CDL. I wouldn't speed on 85 for any amount of money. Plus, I leave early. I was going to meet Pastor Long. It was at 3 o'clock. I left my house at 2:15. I live in Elon. All right? And so, listen, what it was the state trooper thought he was going to move my property line. I don't allow stuff like that to affect me. I took his little ticket. I was nice. Went on down the road. That ticket don't mean anything. I never had a ticket. We'll take care of that ticket. We're going to move on. So don't let stuff move your property line. And so everything is not that important. That little ticket don't mean anything. I didn't even mention it to Pastor Long. Yeah, here we go. Introducing our Financial Edge membership, all right? Financial Edge membership is, first of all, this right here. People tell me all the time, somebody, Mr. Noel, I can't afford $79.97 for a Financial Edge membership. I was the other day, I was down there overheard somebody say that the new Michael Jordans cost $350. No, I'm sorry. She said they only cost $350. But you don't have $79.97 to invest in your financial well-being? No, you got the money. The money just been shifted away from you. And your mindset's not right. If you can go spend $350 on some shoes, but you can't spend $80 on some financial literacy that's going to help you get out of debt, that's going to help you pay off all your stuff in record time, that's going to improve your credit score, you can. The money's just been shifted away from you. All right? Unlimited consultations with CPAs, CFPs, and enroll agents. That means if you got a question, you don't have to call Mr. Noel because I'm not the specialist. You get to set up an appointment with a CPA, certified financial planner, and an enroll agent that's been trained by the IRS. So we give you everything you need. We give you a live trained specialist to handle anything that you're going through, any of your financial needs. And I think that's amazing because for the longest time, and if we don't understand what to do, we don't do anything. Or we ask our cousin who'd been doing taxes for 12 to 20 years, and tell everybody to claim 9. Just claim 9. Just claim 9 on your taxes. You'll be all right. All right? So we don't have to do that anymore because we got specialists. Can you go back, baby? Can you go back? Get a drink of that water too, please. All right. Once again, the tax reduction strategies, automated mileage tracking, W-4 adjustment. The last 3 years, I didn't tell you, the last 3 years of your taxes with MWR Financial, they look over the last 3 years of your taxes. This is not saying anything about who's doing your taxes. They're not trying to take their job. They're looking over your taxes just to make sure that you got everything that you were supposed to get. All right? So when some people see that, they be like, well, I already got somebody to do my taxes. I'll be like, great. You still need to check on them. All right? Because when the IRS come, they're already there. Like, they don't call you and be like, hey, by the way, your stuff isn't right, in 6 months I'm going to come see you. When the IRS come, they're already on the way. All right? So we want to be well educated and well informed before the IRS get there. All right, average credit score increase. All right, we got 17. Average credit score increases between 50 and 150 points. Now, you just think about what your credit score is right now and what a 150-point increase will do for you. Yeah. All right, credit rebuilding. Some people say, now the process and what we do when we rebuild your credit, the first thing we do is we minimize the negative accounts. Once we minimize the negative accounts, if you don't have sufficient positive accounts, you're not going to see an improvement in your credit. All right? Did y'all know that anybody that's renting, did you know you can report your rent now? You can report your rent to your credit report. If you're paying your landlord every month, you should get credit for that. And so now you're able to get credit for that. All right? There's a lot of different things going on. Installment accounts, revolving accounts. If you don't have those accounts, we help you get those accounts. Once we start to minimize the negative items on your credit, you start seeing a little bit of a boost in your credit score. Then we're able to add things a whole lot easier. Some people will keep going out, keep applying for things. You get denied 2 times, and then you go back, you wait for 2 months. You be like, man, they was just hating on me. I'm going to go back. I'm going to apply again in 2 months. And you apply again, and you get denied. You get another inquiry on your credit. So now you got 25 inquiries on your credit score 555, and you mad at everybody because you can't get approved for anything. All right? We got to do better. All right? Identity theft correction. All right? With MWR Financial, you get $1 million fraud insurance policy for identity theft. If anything ever goes wrong, we make sure that you're covered. All right? Now, we're talking about a 150-point increase. This is just an example of what happens with a 29-point increase. All right, we're talking about you got a car loan for $15,000 for 60 months. All right, but just from going from $661 to $690, you save $2,000 over life of that loan. All right, it's a lot of money. All right, same thing with credit cards. You got a $12,000 credit card for 48 months. Just with a 29-point increase, you save $2,000. Now we're talking about mortgages. You got a $300,000 house, 29-point increase on a 30-year loan, you save $40,000. And that's just a small increase. That's a small example of what type of increases and what changes. And Kay blew my mind when she talked about that $5,000 credit card. I had no idea. Now, we've talked about it before, but when she first laid it out for me, that's unbelievable. All right. This is called Equity Max, debt elimination strategy. Eliminate interest by getting out of debt faster. Keep your same job, keep your same income, keep the same budget, pay off all the debts in record time, monthly statements. So through MWR Financial, we have this thing called a DFL sheet. You upload you put all your information in there, and they send you a sheet every month that tells you if you pay this, this, and this at these times, that this is the date, the exact date that you're going to be debt-free. All right? Now, if y'all didn't, nobody said anything. Maybe that don't mean anything to y'all. We talking about being debt-free. Y'all hear me? Debt-free. We talking about no loans. Don't owe a man anything. All right? Now, that's part of biblical law. All right? We're not supposed to owe a man anything. How we going to do that if we spending all this money on interest and we paying all these taxes and we don't know how to maximize our money? And so with that sheet, it's very important because I don't make it up. It's algorithms. They figured out everything for you. So if you pay this, this, and this, you're going to be out of debt in January the 17th, 2030. And it lays it out right there for you so you can see where you're going. All right, right now, we got people that's working till they're 65, 70, 75, 80 years old, and they still don't have a way to retire. That was not the plan. That was not God's plan. All right, that was not God's plan for us to work our whole life and then die. All right, that was not the plan. His plan was for us to live free and for us to not to owe a man anything and for us to leave an inheritance for our children's children. So how can we leave an inheritance for anybody for our children's children? See, some of y'all think the inheritance is your life insurance policy. That's not it. Because if you leave somebody $100,000, if I leave my son 19, if I leave him $100,000 and he know absolutely nothing about money, the Cadillac dealership gonna get half of that money. All right, and that man will be broke. He'll be broke within a year because he'll go out and buy all the little things that he think he's supposed to have, and then he'll be broke again. So our job is for us to leave an inheritance for our children's children. In order for us to do that, we got to have a blueprint. And the blueprint is to show them exactly what to do with this money. All right? So with Equity Max, the average is some quick example, and we're going to move on. The average American family principal balance, $209,000. Monthly expenses, $2,900, $2,985. All right? On your creditor's plan, the interest you'll pay on that is $233,000. Everybody see that? All right, now with Equity Max, with our plan, you pay $73,000 in interest. All right, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And see, the next thing that we learned about big business and we learned about credit cards, we definitely don't want to do what they say. They're not on our team. So once again, if they send you a minimum payment of $100, that's not your payment. That's the payment that keeps you locked up. You got to make sure you pay more than the minimum balance. Time saved in that same scenario, 21 years and 1 month. All right? Interest saved, $159,000. Cash flow created, $2,985. Now we're talking, because now we're out of debt. Now we can talk about what we're going to do with this money, with this extra $2,985. This is just an example. All right? Now we're moving to Wealth Max. With your Wealth Max, all of this, guys, is part of the same program. That's $79.97. You get all of this. All of it is part of it. And so unlimited consultation with real wealth experts, professional analysis to develop the best wealth plan for you and your family. So for that same money that we just got you out of debt, with that $2,900 that we took, you take that money and it don't cost nearly that much for you to have a private reserve bank account, but you take that money now and we're free. We're starting to live. We start to invest money. All right, and that's the way we're going to be able to leave an inheritance for our children's children. All right, so now just a little bit about the private reserve bank account. Let's just say you got a 401k, 403b. A lot of people in the room probably do, and if you do, you just lost some money recently. Is that not true? Yeah, you just lost some money. All right, so now that was one of those things that was put together back in the day. Now we know better. With your private reserve bank account, is tax-free for life. You never lose a dime. So the stock market crash, you flatline. Stock market goes back up, you profit at a 3 to 18% interest rate. All right? On top of that, like that's where I want my money to be. I don't want my money to be somewhere where there's a chance that I might lose it. All right? I want my money to be in a safe place to where I won't never have to lose a dime. Another example of how a private reserve account helps us. Let's say you got $50,000 in your private reserve bank account. Your private reserve bank account is your personal private reserve bank account. You don't have to ask anybody any questions. You don't have to say, oh, well, man, I wonder if they'll let me get this money. You don't have to jump through any hoops. Your 401k and 403b, I left the school system. They took 27% of my money. All right? So with your own personal private reserve bank account, you need $10,000. You're going to go buy your kid a car. All right, you got $50,000 in a private reserve bank account, your personal private reserve bank account. You take that $10,000, you call them up and say, hey, I need $10,000. They're going to say, well, hey, Mr. Noel, when you need it? It's not going to be like what you need it for, who passed away, all this kind of stuff. No, with your own personal private reserve bank account, you go use your money anytime you want to for whatever reason you want to use it for. And on top of that, when that money that you borrowed, that $10,000 that you borrowed, they still invest 50, just like you still got the 50 in there. They don't even take the 10 away. They invest the $50,000, the full amount for you. Where they do that at? Like I saw that when I heard about that, I was like, man, this sounds like a game for the rich. It is. This is how we get wealthy. This is how we're going to be able to leave an inheritance for our children's children. All right? Because that money still grows for us, and you use that money for whatever you need it for, not just for crisis. You don't have to. Now, see, if I could have access to my 401k and stuff like that, my bills wouldn't be behind. I wouldn't have no credit card. I wouldn't have a credit card that's maxed out. All right? So we got to definitely make sure that we taking advantage of everything. That private reserve account, land banking. Real quick, anybody ever heard of land banking? Land banking? All right, land banking puts us in position to buy prime land at a 20 to 40% interest rate. All right, at a 20 to 40%, at a discount, at a 20 to 40% discount in the path of growth, which means we're going to buy land that hasn't even been developed yet. All right, at a 20 to 40% discount, and you can buy that land without writing a check. All right, a lot of people in here wanted to invest. It just takes a whole lot of money to invest, and then when you invest, you don't know what you're investing in. It's kind of scary. All right, but when you put your money somewhere that's been proven, profitable, and predictable, that's where we want our money to be. All right? So, real quick, we talked about we covered everything. Awesome. Now, I wanted to leave a couple minutes for questions. All right, we still got about 7 minutes. Anybody got any questions about anything I said? Come on, I know y'all got to have some questions. Y'all got your notepads out. You can sign up as soon as this is over, right out in the hall. All right? Yes, sir. That's exactly right. Free. No, tax-free for life. No. If you go to a local bank and try to talk to somebody about private reserve accounts, they're going to look at you like you're crazy because they don't know anything about it either. All right, so the private reserve bank account is done through CalChoice. We'll set you up with a representative from CalChoice. We'll get you plugged in, and this can be started for as little as $200. The market, and that's a great question. And see, one of the things I love about MWR Financial is I don't have to retain that kind of information no more. We got specialists. His name Cord. I'm gonna set you up with him. You call him on his cell phone and answer any questions that you have. See, normally we had to go jump through a whole lot of hoops. Through MWR Financial, they said, "No, we're gonna cut the middleman right out the way. We're gonna get you straight to the source." Yes, sir. Good question. His question was, if you got a 401k or 403b, can you move that money to a private reserve account or to a land banking account? Yes. Very simple. We set you up with specialists, with somebody from our Wealth Max team, and they'll talk to you about every little portion of how to move your money from where it's at right now to a private reserve account or to land banking. They got a deal going on right now, not a deal, but some land banking going on right now. It's in California. See, this is the thing. Like now you can invest your money into a place that you're not even there. There's a place being developed right out here in California, and people already put money into it. In 7 or 8 months, it's going to pay them out. We got a gentleman that's part of MWR Financial. He put $40,000 in there, and he getting ready to get $207,000 in 7 to 9 months. Now, not all of them happen that fast. But we're talking about we're talking about leaving an inheritance for our children's children. All right, we throw money away every day. And now we got a tool that we can just plug into that's guaranteed. That's guaranteed through MWR Financial that your money will grow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can. His question was, if you borrow $10,000 from your own personal private reserve bank account, how do you pay that money back? That's a good question. But with your own personal private reserve bank account, you don't have to pay the money back. You pay the money back if you want to. It's your private reserve. It's your own personal private reserve bank account. They're not going to say, hey, well, Mr. Walker, you got to pay this amount. You got to pay this. You just got $40,000 in your account. If you pay it back, great. If you don't, nobody's going to say anything. How long would they still invest that 50 for you? We had to get you with the Wealth Max specialist and let them lay that out for you. Once again, I love the way this thing is set up because back in the day, I had to retain all this information about a lot of different things. That was part of the stress that was putting on me and my baby because people called on us for everything. So now we got specialists. We got a real live trained specialist that's got decades of experience that's going to lay out exactly how you do everything. All right? Questions? Come on, we got a couple minutes. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Oh, the cost for the month for the service, $79.97 to get enrolled. Now, get this. It's $79.97 for you and your spouse. All right? That's fine. So if you don't have one, it's still $79.97. All right? But if you do have one, if you got a spouse, it's $79.97, $40 a piece. Yes, ma'am. $79.97 per month, but I'm gonna show you how to get that for free. It starts out at $79.97 per month, but there's a way just by referring other people, which, I mean, we got to share this. Like, why would you keep something like this a secret? Just by sharing this, your membership can become free. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to ask, can you claim this on your taxes?
Can you, is it a write-off? Yes, ma'am. The business expense. Now, hold on. Now, the portion as far as the $79.97, we got two different things going on. The $79.97 you can't write off, but now as a home-based business, if you decide that a home-based business is something that you need, you can definitely write off your home-based business. All right? It's two portions. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. It can be for you and your significant other. Her question was, can it be for you? Do you have to be married? All right? Nobody's going to ask. If you go and sign up and then you know your fiance or your boyfriend or whatever, you can go right in there and you can add them yourself. Nobody's going to be looking over your shoulder to see who you added. So you can definitely use that for a significant other. Yes, somebody else had one. Yes, ma'am.
My question is, if you were to move your 401k over into the reserve, do you have to pay the taxes on that you move out?
Once you leave out from the 401k, do you have to pay?
Right.
I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm never going to lie to you. I'm going to set you up with somebody that can answer that question. Just get with me after this. I'll give you the number that you can call, and they'll lay it all out for you. All right?
How accessible are your experts? Is there a certain time of day? Do you have certain hours?
Yeah.
Say somebody works and they want to see y'all or speak to y'all after hours. Right. How accessible?
Very accessible, because a lot of those people handle that stuff out in California. There's a 3-hour difference. And so Cord with Wealth Max, if I got a question about Wealth Max, I got Cord's cell phone number. And so I just call Cord up and say, hey, Cord, I got somebody I need you to talk to about Wealth Max. And he'll lay it out. So time frames are very flexible.
My question is, being a young man and I'm looking to buy a home and also a farm, how will the business actually help me, get to my goal in life?
Yes, sir. How would MWR Financial help him buy a farm, and what was the other thing you said you wanted? Buy a home and a farm. All right, having certified financial planners is a wonderful thing. For a long time, when we decide we're going to buy something, we're like, man, I need a new car. You run out and get a new car. Oh, I want to get my son a dirt bike. I'm going to go buy him a dirt bike. Now we have certified financial planners on our team. You call them up and say, hey, I got this much money. This is my credit score. They're going to lay out a plan for you, a plan, a step-by-step. You and them, certified financial planner, they're going to lay out everything that you got going on. They lay out the pros and the cons of what you're getting ready to do. So it's definitely a benefit. All right? Yes, ma'am.
When you were talking about writing a check to your child,
Yeah.
where they're, if they're between 7 and 17,
Right.
the government can't take
Tax
anything from them.
Right.
Yeah. So can you just kind of touch on that
Yes,
again?
ma'am. Taking advantage of a home-based business and being able to change your W-2 to a W-4, all that stuff is part of it. When you have a home-based business, you can hire your kids in your own home-based business. And so when you hire your kids, the way you pay them, you write them a check. All right? And so you want to always have a paper trail because they're going to say, oh, you didn't really spend $12,000 through your kid. Make sure you write that check. Goes through the bank, and however much you write through there, that's how much you get to write off. So I suggest it would be $12,000 because that's what they get. That's what they allow us, and that's why I suggest you do $12,000.
So when you say change from a W-2 to a W-4, so W-4 is just a withholding that, say, employee, when they come into work for you, has to fill out to say, if I'm the employer, it's okay, this is your tax, right? What I'm going to submit for your exemptions or whatever.
Right.
So then a W-2 is what you get back from the employer saying this is what has been took. So how do those intertwine? Because it seems like one is for withholding, the other one is saying this is what we've taken out and what you've made for the year, FICA.
Right.
So I'm just trying to understand that concept, how you go from a W-2 to a W-4.
Good question. Good question. The W-2 a W-2 is normal wages. If you work in a job to where Uncle Sam take money out of your check, you take advantage of 39 deductions. And that's for a regular W-2 earner. When we change your W-2 to a W-4, you're going to a home-based business. And so you get 180 deductions. So first of all, they don't take all that money out of your check. The money that Uncle Sam gets, you get throughout the year. Like we're all grown men, we should be able to, and grown women, we can manage our own money. We don't need the government to keep our money and then give our money back to us. So changing from a W-2 to a W-4 allows us to take advantage of 180 deductions and keep our
So if my wife works at Duke University, she can go into HR and say she wants to change to a W-4.
And see, with MWR Financial, we change it for her. So we take the learning curve out. That's one of the things I love about MWR Financial. You don't have to try to figure this stuff out. We change the W-4 back to you, take it to HR. The next time you get paid, you see an improvement paycheck.
Okay.
That's all it is to it. And all right, somebody else had a question? All right, you got one more?
So what does it take right now to sign up right now? What all would you need as of right now to sign up?
A pen and a debit card. That's it. And we'll be right outside as soon as it's over. Look, I'm out 5 minutes over. We got to make sure that we're doing things right and in order. So we got one more question. Great question. Great question. Is there a contract? No, absolutely no contract lies. When I tell y'all MWR Financial is a blessing, you're not going to find any of those little gotcha moments. You know how sometimes you get into something and then be like, I know it's a catch. There's nothing like that in MWR Financial. There's no contract. You sign up this month, and if you don't feel like, matter of fact, not only is there not a contract, there's a money-back guarantee. If you sign up with MWR Financial and in 30 days, you don't see an improvement, if you're not satisfied, you say, hey, Mr. Noel, I thought this was something different. We'll give you a full refund. But there's no contract. You cancel any time. You use this service. Let's say you just want to focus on one thing. You use this service until your credit score is high enough for you to do what you want to do. And if you're that type of person that you don't need anything else, you just don't pay it the next month. And now you're no longer part of the program. Yeah. Nah. That's right. That's right. All right. I hope listen, first of all, once again, I want to thank Pastor Long, the First Lady, all the saints in the building, for just this opportunity to come out here and educate you guys. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. We'll be right outside if anybody have any questions.
Amen. Amen.